guys? We're back with another one. I'm Lion King on Ice, and this is
Tatted up. How's it going?
yeah. Today we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna check out some up and coming games, and we're gonna do a little reaction to them. Ready, bud?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Hey, so lately we've been looking for some games that just do something different. Have a unique spin. Feel creative. We're looking for some cool, charming, or mind-blowing game mechanics and ideas in games. So today we rounded up 10 upcoming game releases that are just really unique one way or another. We've got some indie, some double A, some triple A, really a game for every type of weirdo in a good way. So let's get started off at number 10. This is Recur. Check this out. You play as a hillman, and it's the end of the world. Sounds simple enough, right? But this is kind of like a 2D action platformer with bigger high-fidelity 3D graphics. We've seen plenty of games like this before, right? Limbo, Inside, Little Nightmares, but with Recur, there's a really interesting time shift mechanic. You might argue it's kind of been done in Braid, but here this whole game is built around this really cool thing of if you move in one direction, time moves forward. If you move backwards, time moves in reverse. That sounds simple enough, especially in a game where a character is really only going left and right, but it looks like it gets very complicated very quickly. A lot of the times you're tasked with solving puzzles, how to progress while essentially stepping back in time to manipulate things and then move forward properly. The developers showed off a couple of examples, and I think it just looks really cool and actually pretty challenging in terms of like a puzzling brainbuster type of thing. But also, it's just got a quaint, good visual style. It reminds me of like a charming animated movie, but with like the end of the world vibes going on in the background. It seems like it really could work. Recur, as of right now, doesn't have a release date, but we're definitely keeping an eye on this one.
So I should just think about that.
Even though the whole time shift thing is cool and interesting, I'm just not really. I guess I used to be into 2D type games, but I don't know.
Just think about the mechanics, though.
I mean, it looked good. It looked for that kind of game, and if you're a fan of those kind of games, and it looks fantastic, but it's just not something I'd probably go out of my way to play.
Yeah. No, not something I would go out my way to play, but the mechanics are pretty interesting. The graphics were pretty good. Yeah, not for me, but it seems pretty cool. Oh shoot. Okay.
Light No Fire. This is the newest game from Hello Games, the people behind, of course, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is an incredibly ambitious game that had some big promises. It made some big swings, and then when the game released, it was undercooked. It did not meet those expectations. People were pissed. Thankfully, it seems like enough people bought the game where the developers went back to the drawing board, really put their money where their mouth was, and made the game incredible. As of this video, No Man's Sky is still getting updated to this day, and this exploration space game really has a ton of depth, and just it's something you can get lost. But their next project seems like it might be even more ambitious. This is Light No Fire, and essentially here, they're going for like a kind of massively multiplayer exploratory experience where you're on a planet that's like the size of a real world planet. They're going for like an Earth-sized planet in a video game, and if that doesn't sound like crazy ambition, that could potentially crash and burn. I don't know what does. Light No Fire was revealed at the Game Awards in 2023, and we haven't had a ton of news about it, but we're hoping we see it soon. A lot of people are speculating maybe 2026, but either way, I just really hope they give this game all the time it needs. Don't rush it. Don't have another No Man's Sky situation on our hands.
That
Hopefully
sounds
they
like
learn
my
their
type
lesson,
of
because
game
it's
right
really
there.
awesome.
Yes.
Except check this out. This was revealed not
Except
too long ago. This is
If
Hero.
it doesn't get delayed 5 more times at least, it's probably gonna come out unfinished, and it's just gonna be a letdown, and then people are gonna get mad like they did with No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk, and then maybe they'll go back to it. But it definitely looks promising and absolutely fun, and also my kind of game. But I think they're gonna have to be careful on when they release it.
Yeah.
If they're really trying to make a game that's so big, it makes you feel like you're on actual planet.
Yeah.
You know?
I think honestly with those type of games, I feel like at this point we should just expect that it's gonna come out undercooked, and they're gonna update it and work on it and make it as good as possible. But like I feel like they need our feedback and everything just to see what's wrong with in this time of day and age. I feel like we don't get those games immediately where they're just the best. Like for example, like you said, Cyberpunk, like it just came out and it was not great. I don't think there's any game that comes out the best. It needs updates. It just needs something, especially when you're trying to do something ambitious as that.
Well, they gotta be careful as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's see.
Good luck to them.
Yeah. It looks really good though.
Gami. This is a platformer action-adventure game from various different perspectives, kind of top-down, 3D, somewhat 2D sometimes, but it's all based around the Japanese art of origami, meaning you're going to be transforming shapes because your character can fold and flip and tear into all different types of creatures. We've seen flying, we've seen
I really like the artwork.
gorilla, warping into a paper plane. I just think this is really cool. You're able to practice folding or transform into all these different shapes and
Yeah, it's really cool.
accomplish your objectives. It seems like you're engaging in some
Interesting.
light combat, but also exploration, solving puzzles. And if they find the right balance, this could just be a chill, good time. I think the idea of being origami and flipping around into different paper shapes is really cool. We don't have to wait too long to see what the deal is with this one. Hopefully it's good. It releases September 3rd, 2025.
Next month.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty cool game.
That's one of them games. If it was $19.99 or less, I'd buy it. I would sacrifice the $20 just to hope that it's good. It looks
Yeah.
fun, even though it's kind of like the same side-scrolling type,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
I don't know if it's a side scroller, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'd definitely give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, check out this game, Exodus. This is like a big, bombastic, AAA, third-person sci-fi action game, right? But when you look at the gameplay, it looks like a throwback. Just looks like a good old sci-fi romp, sci-fi adventure. But there's a lot of interesting stuff around it, considering the lore. There's a lot going on with this one. There is already a book out that is set in this universe, and it's just going for big space opera. Here, looking at the trailer, it very much seems like you're part of a crew dealing with space exploration, possibly in it for the money more than anything, but you are travelers, because this game deals with time. But what's interesting about it, what really caught our eyes, is that the game deals in heavy themes of not time travel, but time dilation, which is a little bit more interesting if you've seen some sci-fi movies that tackle this type of thing. How that's going to work into gameplay, if it's going to work into gameplay, I don't know for sure, but from story to gameplay ramifications, if they run with time dilation, it could be really cool. Not to mention the fact that the game just...
What is time dilation?
I'm always good for a single-player action-adventure RPG type of game. This seems like it's going for it. It's also got a lot of veteran game developers behind it. Some people behind old BioWare RPGs, Baldur's Gate, stuff like that. As of right now, no release date for Exodus. They have a website, they have a community already, but we're waiting to hear more.
Okay.
Next over, number 6, check out Dark Mass. This looks cool, right? A spooky first-person horror game.
Hold on.
What's interesting is that all of it...
On the time dilation thing, this is just my guess. I have no idea what it is. I think it's something along the lines of the basically like maybe pausing time or slowing it down for a short duration. Like time dilation, but it's not fully stopping or whatever. Like when you dilute something, you're taking away something from it. So maybe I don't
You
know.
might be right. Shoot, I guess we can look it up, huh? We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
It seems like for most of the game, you were completely submerged in water, exploring this sunken manor. What that means essentially is a game where it's like, imagine in first person you're exploring the Titanic, but what if the Titanic was a house? This manor has apparently been trapped underwater, submerged for years and years, and it's untouched, and it's also spooky. Apparently there's sort of unknown presence that is hunting you down, and that's where a lot of the horror elements come in. Spending the entire game underwater, especially if they make it like so mechanically it's not annoying, like you don't feel like you're just playing a swimming minigame. Like if the whole game is underwater, I think that can actually add to the fear factor. It's an Unreal Engine 5, and from what we can see so far, it does look pretty convincing. It looks very real, but not like distractingly so with your underwater. Like it's still very easy to see stuff, but apparently it's a lot of exploration and choices. Apparently some of your choices are going to affect the outcome of the game. We've heard that a million times. You know, games really, you have to see it to believe it. But I think Dark Mass is just cooking on something cool. Horror games and
I wonder if that's
first-person
actual
gameplay has been for a while, and I think this might be it. Hope it's good, but as of right now, no release date or anything.
I know if I ever saw
Except for
that,
five.
I'd lose my shit. Especially underwater.
Judas.
Yeah.
This is the long-awaited game from Ken Levine, the creator of BioShock. This one has been in the works for a very, very long time, and to be frank, we still don't know too much about it. We also don't know when the hell it's ever coming out. But from the glimpses we have seen, it seems like you play as someone named Judas, who is trapped on this big, giant space station that people lived on. And essentially, you're going through these somewhat procedurally generated environments, facing off against robotic enemies, while also dealing with rogue AI personalities. These different personalities that run different parts of the ship appear to you in hologram form to communicate, and what's been really cool is that we have seen gameplay where these characters just kind of teleport in and out as you're walking around in real time. So from what I've seen of this game, it's very impressive to be walking around and having a hologram NPC chatting to you, but if you just keep walking, they're going to keep teleporting and appearing in random places in your field of view. Leaning up against the wall, sitting on top of a box. It's really cool to see go down. That's only one example of what it seems like Ken Levine and his studio is cooking on here in terms of unique stuff, things we haven't seen before, but just how the narrative will play out, how it's all going to fit together with like randomly generated and roguelike elements. What's the deal with this big robot dog? There's still a lot of questions about Judas, but hopefully we get some more answers soon. Either way, it seems like they're trying some really unique stuff here. Next at number 4, Directive 8020 is the newest game from Supermassive Games, the people behind all types of cinematic story-based games where your decisions play out in
You can only do so much on Earth.
games like Until
Yeah.
Dawn, The Quarry, the Dark Pictures Anthology. Now with Directive 8020, it looks like they're going for full-on sci-fi horror, something like Deep Impact, and you know what? I am all about that. What's a pretty cool, unique feature in this game, something that could potentially be mind-blowing mechanically, is the fact that they have these things called turning points. Now some games have done this in similar respects, but I'm curious to see how hard they go on this. Essentially, you're going to make big important decisions during this game at multiple points, and then the game will do a good job of essentially showing you a full timeline of your decisions and actually allow you to immediately go back and revert one of those choices that you made. How flexible is this going to be? How easy it is to use? And how fun it is to change stuff on the fly? I think that remains to be seen.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb because it's like, oh, I didn't want to do that. Let me do something else. I feel like the whole point of the choices game is to be like, you pick that choice and you see where it goes with it. You're just kind of like playing both sides of it, and you're just like, I kind of like this one better. I kind of feel like it dilutes the whole experience.
Yeah, I can't think of too many choice-based type games that's easy to remember. You know?
Yeah.
Can't think of too many.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
Yeah, go.
that could be a really special experience for these types of games. We've played a lot of at this point. We know how a supermassive game usually goes down, how it feels. So if they're trying to reinvent the formula a little bit, I am all for that. As of right now, we just know it's coming sometime in 2026. Next at number 3, check out EB Tapes. If I'm saying it right, EB Tapes, this is a really cool PC game that at the surface, yes, it looks like we're recommending it because of its art style, right? It looks hand-drawn, handcrafted, it looks like something out of a kid's notebook in high school or something like that. But this game, it's more than just the art style. It's how the gameplay is centered around music. It's dubbed as a musical journey where you venture around, you talk to NPCs, but you also collect samples to essentially essentially build and create your own remixes and songs and mixtapes. Then it's up to you to hold little concerts and play your mixtapes for the NPCs and the townspeople.
Counts.
in order
This
to
is a
progress.
banger.
Apparently, according to the developers, you don't have to have like musical knowledge. It very much looks like an intuitive system of dragging and dropping different beats and loops and samples, and that just could be a blast. On paper, it's a really, really good idea. Whether or not the rest of the gameplay, the adventuring, and the character writing really seal the deal, we'll have to see when we actually play. As of right now, it's slated for 2025. We can't wait to see what comes out.
That's super
Next number two,
interesting.
check this out. This is Out of Words. This is a narrative-driven co-op game. You and another friend go on an adventure together across these beautiful 2D landscapes.
Robot chicken
Think of
arm.
something like a split fiction
What
or
does that
It
look
Takes Two from Haze-like game, but here on a two-dimensional plane. Not only that, it's actually completely handcrafted. This is
That's
a
why.
stop-motion
That's
game.
dope.
The characters,
That's
the background elements, the art, all that stuff is completely created by real people's hands. And it shows. This game looks incredibly unique. We've had other games play with this style before, but it just seems like they're really going for it here, and also trying to tell a heartfelt tale of two
How do you even
friends
do that?
who get thrust into this mystical world, and they lose the ability to speak, so they need to cooperate the old-fashioned way.
I wish
In
I could
video
do
game
that.
terms, it's running and jumping and solving puzzles. I did actually get to play a preview of this game, and I
thought of
found
it.
it awesome. You know, very, very charming,
Looks
emotional,
like-
sweet,
is it
beautiful
EA?
looking, but also
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, I guess
challenging
the
from a
people that made
gameplay
it, huh?
perspective. Pretty consistently see like the pacing changes in terms of what you and your friend are doing in this game. And if they can really nail this one and knock it out of the park, I think Out of Words is definitely going to be one to keep an eye on. As of right now, it's slated
Oh,
for
Epic.
sometime in 2026.
Unreal.
Now,
Where's
number one,
one?
Hell is Us. Check this out. This is from developer Rogue Factor, and what on the surface might look like just another Souls-like game. Like, okay, Souls-like, but sci-fi. Sure. Okay, it's actually a lot more than that. It's challenging melee combat and exploration, but in a kind of post-apocalyptic, strange world. You have some gadgets, you have a drone ability, cool stuff. But the games are really different exploration systems. They're trying to really leave it up to you. To quote them, the game has no map, no compass, or quest markers. You're just following your instincts. How you discover things and how you progress is really just up to you. And I think that could be really, really cool if it feels right. Plus, the game also deals with a lot of NPCs. You're going to be talking to people, getting quests, getting leads on where to go. And that's just something you don't usually see in these types of games. So I think it could be a good hybrid combo of concepts. Not to mention the fact that like the art styles and the enemy designs are absolutely awesome. This is another game that's being made by like a good team of people. People at the top of the project are veterans. And I really hope it turns out awesome. Early previews from press and stuff have been positive. The game had a demo as well. And it's finally releasing September 4th. Those are
nice.
10 games with some unique spins. We have some bonus ones for you,
Yeah.
including Kingmakers, which we've mentioned many times in videos. You know, we've kind of beaten this horse to death, but essentially this is a game where you're thrown into medieval battles, or you're a guy with a gun. Games got a lot going on, but like just that premise alone is the cool, unique, mind-blowing feature. Also, check out Motorsix. This is releasing sometime in 2025. It's a small independent project, but essentially it's a sci-fi adventure in a kind of minimalist landscape, and it's heavily inspired by both Prince of Persia's Sands of Time and Mirror's Edge. You parkour around, you jump, you climb, you adventure, and you fight machines. I don't know, this one just seemed really cool. I'm keeping my eye on it. But those are 10 games with some unique or mind-blowing features to them. Just something different going on. We just want to talk about some cool games today. So let us know in the comments what you think, but also let us know if you get any other games on your radar. We love talking about this.
That last one, Hell is Us, looks pretty cool. Kind of gives you a whole, like, where you can actually really explore and not, hey, you go here, do this, go talk to this person, go kill these 10 guys, come back, get your reward, go do this. Kind of gives you a feel of freedom. I kind of like that with games.
If done right.
If done right.
If
yeah.
done right, because I am afraid that, you know, you're going to get out there and you're going to start exploring, and you're going to either just constantly come across the same type of copy and paste environment, or you're going to just get lost, and it's just going to be frustrating. You know, I guess
I kind of like getting lost. Just and then finding something new and just be like, oh, snap.
I do like the idea of the exploration of finding something that maybe nobody else has found yet, or, you know, like, oh, where the hell did you get that? Like, I don't know, just some cave, you know, and It's just I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll find
Yeah,
out.
we'll find out.
Well, tell us what you guys think. Let us know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow. Oh, is that already? Share.
You know how it works.
You guys know how it works. You
Yeah.
guys know how it goes. And until next time, guys.
Peace.